Well, I started racing club racing back in 1997. I got the bug when I was very young. My father raced just at an amateur level, and that's what we would do for our family vacations. Would go to the racetrack. So basically, that's when I fell in love with the sport and realized that that's what I wanted to do for a living. My favorite racing moment in my career is actually very recent. First win in Mexico City with Stevenson Motorsports was really big for us. For me, it was my first victory in the Rolex Series as well, and it really meant a lot. And then the next week, we backed it up with another win at VIR, so back-to-back wins, and that was very special. But the whole 2008 season was very exciting for us. And that's what you want as a driver. You want race wins, you want championships, and to finally be able to pull that car in victory lane and be up there on top of the podium, very special moment. The goal for '09 for Stevenson Motorsports and myself and Robin and everybody on the team is for sure to win the championship. We were so close this year, but we feel like the things that knocked us out of the championship, being just 9 points back, we should be able to remedy those problems and have a good shot at the championship this year. The Grand-Am Series is a phenomenal place to race. I love it here. I really feel at home here. Endurance racing is very difficult. It's not only a situation where you have to have the endurance and be consistent and stay out of trouble, but this series is so competitive, especially in the GT category, that it's almost an all-out sprint, almost for the 24 hours of Daytona too. We're not holding back. You really learn to find a whole new level of ability in your driving to continue to push for sometimes 3.5 hours on end when you're in the car, when you're doing a double or a triple step. My favorite racetrack with the series, I would actually say, is almost all of them, to be honest with you. You know, each track kind of has special things about it, and Daytona is always one of my favorites, and I kind of prefer a traditional road course, you know, over hills and elevation, a permanent road circuit like a Watkins Glen or a Mid-Ohio. But a track like Daytona, there's so much history to it. That plays a big part in what makes it one of my favorite circuits. I grew up watching this form of racing, watching sports car and all the greats, and I was just enamored by them as a small child and watching all of them. But some of the ones that stand out in my mind are drivers like the late Al Hulbert, which was an amazing driver, Hurley Haywood. James Weaver is someone that I've always watched that I thought, you know, that's how I want to drive. And that's the kind of career that a driver wants, one that's extended out and just performing at a high level throughout his entire career. As far as favorite sports teams, one of my hobbies, I guess you could say, is attending the University of Georgia Bulldogs football games. My wife and I are season ticket holders, and we enjoy that, and that's something we're passionate about in the off season. I'll tell you, last season, the game that we had against Auburn, where the team had, they said they were going to have us black it out. The team wore black jerseys, and all the fans wore black shirts. And that's probably the most excitement and most energy I've ever felt in the stadium before. My goal is to make a living in the industry. This is the industry I know and I love, the motorsports industry. But as a driver, you just want to extend your career as long as possible. I have a lot of unfinished business. Now that having the taste of some of the race wins and fighting for that championship, you know, that gives you a whole new fire and kind of desire to better yourself. So you want that championship, you know, you want that Rolex watch. I'm after those watches, not only the one you get for winning the 24 hours of Daytona, but also the one at the end of the championship. So, you know, victory is what you're after, and once you taste that, it makes you even hungrier for it later.